Hey guys, this is my kind of other series I'll be doing called The Parent Guide's Mistake on Common Sense Media. I'll probably get a better name, hopefully it will. Anyways, so let's just get started. So today we'll be doing Saving Mr. Banks, Green Book, and Kong Skull Island. Saving Mr. Banks I reviewed last week. This week is going to be Green Book, and sometime next week will be Kong and 10 Cloverfield. So let's get this show on the road. So the Common Sense Media for expert review said that it's for ages 13 and up. Sweet peek behind Poppin's story with very dark moments. I agree with that. Pretty much it does have the dark moments. The kids say 12 and up. The parents say 13 and up. Seems about right. Alright, so I'm just going to do like the first page because there's some movies, like bigger movies, will have more than one page, and some smaller movies are going to have like less than one page. So, one page per movie. So, and this is pretty much whether or not I agree with it. So, this is the opinion based, not more of a, oh, this doesn't make sense. Sorry about that, my dog is messing around right now. I'm sorry about that. So, here's what's going to happen. So, I'm going to look it up. If I don't agree with it, or it doesn't agree with the parent's guide, or it's not appropriate for, like, I don't know, or has, like, 1 star, I'll read it. It doesn't make sense. It'll make sense as more get along. So, the first review is 18 and up. So it says not for children, yet it has 4 stars. Here it goes. I think the TV ads for this movie are incredibly misleading, and I think this is unfortunate that that Disney is pushing the movie on the Disney Channel, which is watched by children. Are they watching what? I usually do much more research when I take my children to the movies, but I did not do this with this one, and I read it. I would not take any children under 14 to this movie. I imagine by the time children are 16 will be able to be exposed to the troubling themes in this movie. And yet, you gave an 18 and up. No, 16 people. 16-year-olds. I'm a 16-year-old. I can watch it according to this person. Yet not. Because whoever this person put 18 and up. Doesn't make sense. Whatever. I imagine alcoholism, death by alcohol. That's the same. Yes. And didn't die of alcohol. He died of tuberculosis. Attempted suicide. Agreed. Family dysfunction. Really? As an adult, I found this movie very interesting, but I'm telling everyone, I know that it is not for children. Very deceptive advertising. Damn it, Disney. Okay, that was weird. This is, this person put ages 10 and up. It says fabulous movie. Alright. This person's stupid. Ages 2 and up. 4 stars. This movie should be rated G. Oh god, here we go. Okay. There's no reason this movie should be rated PG-13. I had 3 kids under the age of 8, and I would allow them to see this movie. I can't remember hearing any cuss words. I held it. Oh. There was 2 cuss words, one by Disney, one by the dad of the movie. Whatever. This person doesn't even... Anyways, there's absolutely no violence. The guy falls off the stage. How? I'm just kidding. No, none. Nor snacks of any kind. That's true, there was none. Side note, the MPAA becoming less and less trustworthy. Some already movies, such as The Wolf on Wall Street, should have been given an NC-17 rating. Dude, you're giving this movie a PG-13 G rating. You don't understand this. Yes, the dad coughs up blood on his napkin. Ooh, blood. Ah. Okay, your babies saw blood when they were born. Yeah. I saw blood when I was born. The dad drinks alcohol, and the movie does not glorify it at all. It does the opposite, if anything. It does the opposite, if anything. It would deter one from drinking. The kids see this much blood when they get a boo-boo. Wait, dude. So, the sentence I just read, it should have been put behind this, behind, since I'm just starting to read. This person doesn't understand grammar at all. Just saying, this person's not that smart. Who cares? I'll get back into this. This movie should be rated G. I'm just upset the MPAA with the MPAA. I'm sorry. I'm not biased. I am right. No. Canadian. Oh, well, here we go. Canada. Woohoo! Canada provinces have given this movie anywhere from G to PG. The U.S. being overrun with censorship. Alright, moving on. 12. Delightful. Alright. 18. Brilliant. Oscar nominations for sure to come. Just not for a movie for kids like you might expect a movie about Mary Poppins to be. This is a brilliant movie. It was definitely not what I expected to be. I had seen several versions of the trailer before going and had been focused on leading up closely via social media sites. Mary Poppins had been a treasure favorite in my household. I also have seen the stage show. I knew slightly more like the book of the story in the movie. However, I am not prepared for the dark and sad side of this movie. I'm really glad I had not taken my children, all of whom are 8 and 9 years old. Just should have done a 9-year-old, not 8 and 9, thanks. As mentioned in other comics here, the alcoholism, attempted suicide, and difficult childhood are obvious and consistent throughout the movie. I totally agree with that. They're not subtle in any way. Totally agree. You should have put no space between any in way, but who the heck cares about grammar? Whatever. I cried several times throughout the movie, to the point of actually sobbing on a couple of occasions. Performances, though, are brilliant. Emma Thompson will no doubt be nominated for an Oscar for this performance. Should she win? Be deserved. I don't understand that. Tom Hanks is wonderful, as are Colin Farrell, Ruth Wilson, Bradley Whitford, and Paul Giamatti. And Rose Buckley is absolutely delightful, the younger role of P.L. Travers. And wonderful... P.L. Travers? P.T. Travers? No, I'm thinking... Sorry. I was thinking P.T. Barnum for a second. Oh, Betty Sherman, I hate that movie. Anyways, and wonderful to see a young Australian actress play this part so beautifully. Alright, so this is not as bad. I don't understand why they put an 18 on it. As mentioned before in other comments, the flashbacks to P.L. Travers' childhood are frequent and occur far more than I expected. However, I think that really helps you understand the total notion of why she was like what she was as an adult, and why partying to the rights to the movie were just so difficult for her. Totally agree with. However, I think that really helps you understand the total notion of why she was an adult and like it. And even though she's a stern, grumpy type of woman entirely, grumpy type of woman internally, I was glad to see that she wasn't giving the cliched Hollywood take. You certainly learn to empathize with her without necessarily coming to like her, which I think is so cleverly done. Be sure to stay to the end of the credits when you hear the recording of the original P.L. Travers, and you can see how amazing Emma Thompson and her writers portray her. A masterpiece movie, though thoroughly recommended, just not for kids. 18 great stories and great acting story, but some inaccuracy. Why give it 18? Okay. Very interesting movie. seeing the backstory of how Mary Poppins came to be on Disney. To Disney, not on Disney. That'd be very inappropriate. My older daughter, 22. And I both enjoy it, and it was very well acted by Tom Hanks and Emma Thompson. But upon doing some after movie research on P.L. Travers, not entirely accurate, much was left out the Disney version as it came to be. The ending also shows Travers crying with presumed tears of joy when recording the actual tears of disappointment. She did not like the movie because Walt betrayed her and put animation sequences in the movie. Some of the flashback sequences are disturbing, showing the struggle of her family with alcoholism and her mother with depression. The bad thing about this whole sentence, and I think this is very good, is that he put in the middle of a sentence alcoholism with a capital A. Just never do that. You should never do that. That's stupid. Unless it's a name or a company name or a store or a street or whatever. Like an official. Not alcoholism. Anyways. Definitely not an appropriate movie for children. Teens are and older on this. Teens and with A-N, not A-N-D. Older on this one for sure. Even though it should be A-N-D. We still both gave it 2 thumbs up regardless. Very well acted, and I think, and it makes you want to do more research on P.L. Travers. Alright. 18. Fantastic movie, but definitely not for kids. This movie is very good, and I expect it'll make some Academy Award nominations. It's the story behind how Walt Disney came to create Mary Poppins based on the P.L. Travers book by P.L. Travers. Viewers will learn where the story came along with some real people behind characters who came to know and love through the Disney version. However, this is not for kids. The story switches back and forth from the 60s author's childhood, showcasing her personal battles with forgiveness and her father's abuse of alcohol. There are several dark and sad adult concepts in the film which are not appropriate for children. A very good film, and worth a date night. Just make sure you get a sitter for this one. No, I'm not. 10, 12, 11. And that says for mature audiences only. 12, 18. Alright, make sure. Alright. That's weird. Just making sure. Okay, I think this is the last one. 18. Emma and Tom. Oh, I yelled it. Emma and Tom. What were you thinking? Okay. One bad review on this whole entire thing. This movie was a depressing and sad portrayal of a self-centered, dysfunctional, unpleasant Carmen Dungan who lived her life solely for herself. Unable to portray this movie. Where's the camera? Oh. Forget the camera was for a second. Unable to move beyond her childhood. She made life miserable for those who unfortunately found themselves in her path. Ruin Mary Poppins novel and the delightful movie for all who viewed it. Woohoo! Thanks for that. Really? Alright. That was a little much. Ooh-wee. I put 18 and up. Yeah, I don't want to give it an 18. I might give it a 13, maybe 12, depending on how old you are and how mature you are. I'd give it 12, 13, which I respect. And some parents will give it 2, and some parents will give it 18. You have to be older. I watched this movie when it first came out in 2013, 2014. I thought it was kind of boring, actually. That's why I always, when I watch something a long time ago, I rewatch it just to see my opinion of it, see if it's grown or anything. It actually has grown. I have enjoyed this movie, and I have enjoyed the performances. I like the director. He done some fantastic work on the Founder and movies like that, and Taming Mr. Banks. Alright, hey guys, okay, I'm out the site for this one. This is Green Book. Ages 13 and up, about right. Crowd-pleasing drama explores race, class, and friendship 13 and up. Parents and kids both gave it 12 and up. Weird. There's 13 kids reviews and then there's 10 parents reviews. Alright. Alright, we have 10, 15, a 13, a 10, a 9, a 12, a 12, 13, a 13, a 14. Alright, I'm just going to do maybe the 9 and the 15. There's not a lot I can go off of. 10, alright, 15. Race story about racism, classism, and contrast, but very coarse. Now, I have not seen this movie yet. By the time the review comes out, and this video comes out, I'll probably already seen it. The movie touches several very difficult social issues set in the southern U.S. in 1962, with racism the most obvious. The clash of cultures, class, and sexual orientation are also entwined as the main character struggles with their own difficulties, bias, and prejudices. My wife and I enjoyed this movie, but due to the language and adult themes, would recommend it for only a mature audience. That's a very mature way of putting it on. Alright, I'll leave that be. Alright, fine. Parents both say, it's a horrible movie! I'm just kidding. I don't know what that really. Pick a parrot. Alright, okay. 9 and up. An excellent lesson on racial relations. Other than the smoking and drinking, there is a light. Not graphic and very brief homosexual situations that, if needed, can be explained, but that positively greatly overcome any negatively. An awesome lesson for teenagers and preteens or even younger, with guidance. Depending on parental open-mindedness, minimal violence, awesome acting, more than deserved Academy Award nomination. Did win Best Picture though, and supporting actor and Best Original Screenplay. Just weird. Always wonderful to expose your children to wonderful art. Well, alright then. The one problem I have with that is that person used way too many exclamation points. Alright, on to Kong, which I'm watching that tomorrow, and I always enjoy that movie. Even when I first watched it, I was like, man, this movie is a great movie. So if you're watching this before the review and you see this, I'm like, why should I watch his review? Watch it, it goes more in depth. Anyways, this is ages 14 and up. Rightfully so, I thought it was kind of graphic. Battles are brutally violent and diverse 70s set reboot. Parents say ages 13, kids say 12 and up, that's fine. I completely understand that. Alright, here we go. Ages 9 and up. Violent, but nothing too terrible. Let's let that be. Ages 14 and up, okay, that's fine. Oh yeah, right. For ages 16 and up, I'm reading this because it says mature audiences only. Mature audiences only. I am not reviewing the movie for its entertainment purposes. I'm giving the factual content of the movie for parents to make their own decisions on whether or not this movie is appropriate for children. This movie, as its core, is a war movie. It takes place in 1971, at the very end of the Vietnam War. It wasn't the end. The Vietnam War ended in 1975. American left in 1971, so I can see why they put that there. I'm not gonna be mad at them for that. Helicopters full of soldiers are deployed on one last mission to explore Skull Island. They are met with Kong, who pulls and smacks the helicopters out of the sky. Often your vantage point is from within these helicopters. As you watch the soldiers hanging on and out of the helicopters, they're all screaming for their lives. Kong either eats them or throws them against rocks. Do they? When soldiers fall out of one of the helicopters and onto the blades of another helicopter, it's very bloody. I do agree that was kind of bloody, and I thought, that's inventive. And the initial scene is very violent, with many screams heard and lots of realistic, gross sound effects. Body parts breaking, being ripped off. Oh, I'm sorry. This is a very, very spoiler. So if you have not seen the movie, Go watch the movie. I'm sorry, I already can't remember the first action sequence. Probably the best one. Sorry, I should have put that. So from now on, all movies will be spoiled at somehow or some way. The initial blah yada. There's survivors' initial attack, and they must all take the way across the island and rendezvous point. There's much sci-fi violence that soldiers are shooting at a giant ape, which doesn't exist, and giant lizard-like creatures, which doesn't exist, and giant insects, which doesn't exist. That being said, I take the exception to bring a movie being rated PG-13 for sci-fi violence, as all the violence against the people in the movie is not sci-fi. It is sci-fi if there's a giant ape, or a giant lizard, or a freaking giant insects. It's called sci-fi. You gotta look it up in the dictionary, and you gotta think it through. Anyways. This is making me mad. Oh, I read one. Oh, whatever. December is gonna be very interesting. When we get to December. It is very real and very graphic. One shoulder is impaled through the mouth and down the throat. You see him hanging there. You know. All on drugs and stuff. There and twitching. Although he's impaled by a giant spider leg. It is extremely graphic and disturbing. Something like this is usually only ever seen in an R-rated film. Is it though? You need to watch Deepwater Horizon. That is very graphic. It is very graphic. No, we're not watching that movie ever again. One of my favorite movies is Mom does not like it. Dad's like, you know what? It's a good movie. You know what? Beyond the language, it's a good movie. Another scene, one of the survivors is grabbed from the boat by a giant bird-like insects. All the while he's screaming and begging for help. We watch him as he's grabbed by extremities by 4 of these birds. In case you don't know, extremities are arms, legs, and head. I know, it's like head. Alright, whatever. Who cares about the head? And while he's screaming, another bird flies onto the screen and severs his arm with graphic gushy sound effects and agonizing screams. There are many intense and frightening sequences and scenes with extreme peril and death. It's an action movie. A sci-fi monster action movie. What do you think there's gonna be? Oh, I'm sorry. This person never seen Godzilla. Or freaking Godzilla. Or freaking Godzilla. Or Godzilla. Alright, I'm done with Godzilla until when it comes out for the review time. One of the lizard-like creatures regurgitates half digested skull on one of the shoulders he's eaten. Is seen in full larger than life on screen. It's a movie, guy. Good God, this person's stupid. And one of the soldiers sacrificed himself by blowing himself up with 2 grenades and attempted to stop one of the lizard-like creatures. He fails to stop the creature, but does blow himself up. Thank you, man, for blowing yourself up. It should be noted that Kong is set on fire alive. My God. Oh no. I think I hate this person. This may be disturbing some viewers. There are several scenes. This is albeit sci-fi. Okay. To be fair, this guy had freaking said, "Oh, this movie's not sci-fi." And yet, this is albeit sci-fi, since creatures don't exist, might be disturbing to some viewers. This is extremely violent. This is an extremely violent and graphic movie. Many parents think that they grew up to the King Kong movies. This must be okay for them. If not, for the children, it's not. This movie, a few years ago, would have easily gotten an R rating. 11, 12, 13, 14. Not worth it. Alright, let's do this. I must say, this movie is a big letdown. Sorry, gotta get my review cap on. No. It's basically an insult to the original King Kong, and its remakes. What got me was that it had no story to tell at all. And then it did have a story, oh my god. And it didn't have a dark, serious theme like it was expected to be. What? It wasn't well made. What? Another thing that bothered me was that John C. Reilly should have been cast in the movie. It didn't fit well. It had been a little better to have someone else for his role instead of him. Reilly's style Reilly's style isn't just what meant for these type of films. One thing I say that the action effects are okay. Not just, I don't think it should be Oscar nominated, which it was. It didn't win, but it was Oscar nominated. Who cares? Like Black Panther getting nominated for the visual effects, even though that's the worst part of the movie. This whole film is unnecessary reboot. It didn't keep my interest since there was really nothing to the movie. And to be honest, it really didn't even look that great. But I still gave it a try and turned out not to be a good movie at all. I rate this movie 2 out of 10. What about 0 out of 10? What's the 1? 12, 13, but love wins. I don't understand this. 18 and up. It's a wonderful movie, despite I want to see it for a long time. And what? It's a wonderful movie, despite I want to see it for a long time. It was the best movie, quite like the choice of soundtrack. If you got kids, don't watch it. It got scary monsters, man. Run for it. What? You kept praising this movie, it got scary monsters. 15, 14, 12, 16. I'm not gonna care about 16. 18 and up. 1 star. If I can give it a -5, I will. What? That's stupid. Alright, that's the end of this. My longest video, for sure. It won't be my longest, hopefully. I hope it's my longest for at least a few more weeks. Alright, our next video will be Green Book review coming out hopefully tomorrow, Monday, or Tuesday. And it'll be Kong. And then it'll be Single Cloverfield. Then our next videos like this will be consistency of Single Cloverfield, Ice Age, and I believe The Hunger Games. In our last video of this month that will involve this will be Aquaman, Spider-Man, and Spider-Verse. And he always acclaimed Ice Age, The Meltdown. Alright guys, thanks for watching this. Subscribe and click that notification bell. And give me a thumbs up because I want to keep doing this. Bye.